Good evening and welcome to InterFace Gambia on Ben Television, on JRTS and on Mamos Television. Wherever you're watching, I am Lamin Sam Jete. Welcome to the program. Tonight we are at the World Travel Market Expo in London, where Gambia is showcasing tourism. Gambia's tourism sector, government officials, as well as stakeholders are here in London to showcase Gambia, smiling coast of Africa. We'll be talking to Minister Ahmad N.K. Ba, Honorable, who's been here from the start of the expo to yesterday, and also talking to industry experts as well as stakeholders in Gambian tourism. And we will go around and interview people, how they feel about the day and what they've been doing as well. And we will go straight on to our discussion table, where the Director General of the Gambia Tourism Board, Mr. Haidara, as well as the PR guy, Mr. Adama, who are keenly waiting, and as well as discussing with a lot of people. We go around, if you follow me, and have a chat with them on their desk here. And I'm joining Mr. Adam Njai and also Mr. Haidara, the Director General. Mr. Director General, welcome to InterFace Gambia once more.
Thank you very much.
And how has it been for the past 3 days here at the Expo, or at the Excel Center here, showcasing Gambia at the World Travel Market?
Well, it has been very good. It has been a week of quite a number of meetings. It includes in the business to businesses, the tour operators, the airlines, and the walk-ins who are interested in the Gambia, either by way of tourism or investments or other businesses. But what matters is that we have quite a good number of linkages, networks with the public, the trade, who are very much interested in tourism in the Gambia. And we are very optimistic that all the leads that have visited us will be realized.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. With me also is Mr. Adam Njai, who's responsible for public relations and letting people know what the tourism department is doing, Ministry of Tourism is doing, as well as the tourism board's activities. Adama, what are the PR points here that you've been doing throughout these days here at the World Travel Market in London?
Well, I think just like what is said by the DG, I think our main focus is, of course, to actually promote Destination Gambia. It's now a new dispensation, and we have to actually promote the Gambia in a new dimension, with a new government, with a new democratic government for that matter. So, just indicated by the DG, we have so many important leads, both airlines, travel agencies, tour operators, and even individuals who are interested to start selling Destination Gambia in their own portfolios. And I think if you look at the number of meetings that we have, which is actually even beyond 20 meetings or more, and at least 80 or 90% of them are very fruitful. So, yeah.
What you touched on is quite important. I had an interview with the chairman of the GTB, Gambia Tourism Board, Mr. Bakari Jame, as well as National Assembly member Sana Jawara. Let's have a watch and listen to the interview. And here with me is Honorable Sana Jawara and also Mr. Bakari Jame, who is the chairperson of Gambia Tourism Board. He's not a new person to this show. For the third year round, we've been talking to Bakari about the Tourism Development Board in the Gambia. And Sana, welcome for the first time.
Thank you.
To the World Travel Market and to on InterFace Gambia for that matter. But if I may start with Chairman, can you tell us what's happening here? I know every year you come here. What's the difference? What's new this year at the World Travel Market as far as Gambia is concerned?
Thank you very much, Mr. Jaite. It's a great pleasure meeting you again here in London. New Gambia is back, I think, for the first time since we have a change of government. We are here to showcase and promote Destination Gambia, not only in London but to the world. As usual, we came in a different way because the Gambia is not only open for business, but we are more ready for business this time. WTM, as you know, is a very important calendar in promoting tourism around the world, and Gambia is no exception. Our stand has been really very busy. We are happy that we had a number of engagements on the side of the Gambia Tourism Board, on the side of the stakeholders, and more importantly, the Honorable Minister is here. I'm sure you're going to talk to him later. Gambia has proven to the whole world that we are truly the smiling coast of Africa. We are the most hospitable people you can come across. And destination Gambia has even survived the most difficult periods recently. The recent Ebola, and more importantly, the political impasse. But what we have now, the change has offered far better opportunities for the tourism industry. The new government of Gambia under President Adama Barrow, and of course under Minister Honorable Ahmad N.K. Ba, have put in tourism where it rightly belongs. We are very high in the development aspirations of the new government, not only on the side of the government, but taking the stakeholders along, because you see, tourism in our country is a partnership between the private sector, which is the stakeholders, and the government. We on the side of the government have two key responsibilities: to promote the destination and also regulate. But we know that the actual people who drive this industry are the stakeholders, particularly the private sector. I am sure other officials of the Gambia Tourism Board have talked to you about the various products that we have. Now we are even refocusing more, not only developing the new product that we have, but the old products that we have, but introducing new products as we go along. But more importantly, we are looking how we're engaging the world actually differently. At the moment, a new strategic objective is being pursued by the new government and is evolving, of course, in consultation with the stakeholders. We are not looking only at our traditional source market like in Western Europe. We will be seeing more in Scandinavia. We will be seeing far more even as far as China towards east. So we are actually integrating both forward and backward. We are going westward. I mean, the American market will also be seen. There is going to be a different way of engagement. Gambia Tourism Board might now even have tourism directors in other destinations. Currently, we are only present in London, and we use PR and marketing reps, but that is actually changing. But I want to insist that as well. All these things the government is doing is not just doing it alone. It is consulting with the various stakeholders, some of who are actually in this stand at the moment. So the future for Gambia tourism is bright. This time around, we are quite privileged that the other arm of government, which is the National Assembly, today we are here with Honorable Jawara, who is the chairman of the National Assembly Select Committee responsible for tourism, so that it was the thinking of the minister that he should also come along, not only see how we do these things, appreciate it and take back, okay, so that when they go back to his colleagues, I'm sure he will speak for himself, then they can really advise us more with the whole view of advancing tourism. So we are very grateful for the Honorable Jawara for being here. The march goes on, all the things that we are putting in place, we think we can have an accelerated growth. A number of investors has come in, and they have quite advanced in actually building up more hotels in the Gambia, in even the higher scale. So we are pleased, and we are really very optimistic.
Okay. I'll come to Honorable Jawara on the legislation part. Your National Assembly Select Committee chairperson for tourism. Now, you mentioned that you're refocusing, you're regrouping, New Gambia, and you've had a development blueprint that is there to ensure that Gambia has at least 500,000 tourists. That's the target. And having had a new Gambia, a new refocusing, don't you think the new target now should be something well above 500,000?
Well, the objective is to increase. We have the benchmark. I mean, like, I think many people talk about this. Gambia has been in tourism for as long as the country, since 1965. So this makes us about 52 years plus actually going. If you have countries like Cape Verde, who came in very recently, right, not about half of that time, now they are targeting 1 million. Why can't Gambia also target even far more than that? We now know all the things that have been keeping the country back. And with this new beginning, it's giving us the opportunities to address those ones. And the government is addressing those ones. So the 500,000 we are talking about 2020, of course, we must think beyond that. But a number of things has to happen. All right, from our product suite, beds, building more hotels, air access, actually getting more investments, helping the constraints that we have, for example, like energy. The energy cost is high. The service standards are rural. So all these things have to be in place. And I can assure you, steps have been taken to address all those under the leadership of the government of the Gambia.
Coming back to the government, Honorable Jawara, you're a member of the National Assembly, the policy-making organ of the government. What is the National Assembly's role in this?
It's basically simple, our role is to supervise, scrutinize to see, where the taxpayers' money is going, and make sure that is value for money. And until recently, until this trip, there's so much, of perception that the destination Gambia, is not selling because the PR system, in place, is not yielding dividend. I had, a similar, standpoint, until when I came here, for the first time, to attend this, enormous opportunity, event, that I saw, the magnitude of opportunity this has to offer the Gambia and offer the destination as far as selling point is concerned. I am very optimistic that there is a need definitely for revisiting the policy, see what is actually at hand and how it can be improved. I think we all agree that we need to change strategy in terms of selling this destination, because I have been around this establishment and I've seen how much other countries are spending on this event to sell their destination by space size, exposure, proximity to the visitors to this event. Let me just remind Gambians, I don't know whether they are aware that this event here is one of the biggest in the world as far as exposure is concerned in selling tourism, promoting your tourism agenda. So I have seen today, yesterday and today, something that fascinates me, and I believe that it takes, it needs for us to go back to the drawing table and see what more can we do to invest in this area, and also to make sure that it has the exposure and promotion that it needs. Remember, if you allow me, I just want to emphasize on one area. Not many Gambians know what the WTM is, what the World Travel Market is. I did my little survey in the Gambia. Out of 50 people, less than 3 people, 3 people knew something about the World Travel Market. So that's about only 6% of the population knows about the World Travel Market. And this World Travel market event is costing the taxpayers quite a significant amount of money. They need to know what it's about. The problem was whatever was transpiring here over the years was not transmitted to the wider audience. Even GRTS was not broadcasting such events, let alone other network, television networks. So we need to invest more in actually making sure our destination is sold out to the international platform to make sure we have a good return on investment.
That's a very important point because last year when we came here and interviewed some people, high on the agenda is also tourism within the country to try and promote brand Gambia. Everybody to know what brand Gambia is, because if you don't know, but Brand Gambia, you cannot promote it. And every Gambian, I'm told, is supposed to be the one to push Brand Gambia. I think that's a valid point that people need to know about it.
Oh yes, people need to know about it. People need to know where their money is going, and what is coming back, in return, And people need to also know the content, of the promotion aspect of it, so that they can also be able to use that as a vehicle, to transmit, to wider audiences. I believe that the strategy needs to be looked at. I believe that there's a lot more investment needed to be done in this area, and I'm hopeful that by the time I report back to my colleagues at the National Assembly, I'll be able to convince them and justify why I think that is necessary. Because without which we will just find ourselves trailing behind other destinations that are making every effort to make sure that the $2.8 billion investment spent on tourism every year is going their way instead of our way. So we need to actually belt up and just be ready to actually tackle this matter. Just like the chairman just mentioned. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new opportunity. We cannot actually afford to miss this window, because the new Gambia is a new phenomena that we need to actually promote right now.
And less restrictions.
Oh yes, definitely. Well, restrictions are not a problem. It's good to restrict sometimes, because it just makes you be confident that you are getting back what you deserve. Gambian people Gambia right now as an economy. We know the standpoint. We can't afford much, but an industry like tourism, which is contributing up to 25% towards GDP, we cannot afford but to promote that sector. I just had an encounter with the Ministers Forum, he called it a Ministers Seminar, and different ministers from all over the world were actually voicing out the challenges they face. There are countries that have are having challenges with over tourism, and those who are actually trying to scrape over the top. So we need to get the balance right to make sure that we are in the right equation.
So far so good. What you've seen, you're happy about it?
I am very, to be quite honest, surprised. With this event, and the amount of participation, from the public, from people from all over the world, is an interesting experience. I'm happy.
Mr. Jammeh, from the Tourism Board's point of view, what would you like to say to our viewers who are watching, especially on the point that people don't know much about the world travel market? What can they do, individual Gambians who are watching now, what can they do to help make your job very easy?
Every Gambian is a promoter of tourism for your own country. Every citizen for every country is an ambassador of your own country. And for us, tourism is very important. Like my brother has said here, it contributes significant amount to GDP. It touches the life of every individual in the country. Tourism is a cross-cutting industry. Our country has been doing for a long time. I mean, you cannot think about Gambia without a tourism industry. I think, to be quite honest, in the new dawn, they've given it the prominence, the importance that it deserves. We have lost a lot. We have missed opportunities due to a number of issues, but that was yesterday. Today, we have a new opportunity to do something for the future, and we must focus on that. We at the Gambia Tourism Board, to start with, we are very happy with the support that we're receiving from all aspects of society, the government, the National Assembly, the necessary stakeholders, particularly the private sector. We can't do everything on our own. We have the resources. The mere fact that you are actually here and showing to the audience in the UK, and hopefully you will share this. We will try to work that out with the GRTS for the general people to see exactly when we go out, what do we do and what we are trying to do about. But one cannot teach anybody to be patriotic. It is a civil right for everybody to be patriotic. It's all rosy in the Gambia at the moment, but with a collective desire to make it good, we can make it work. So go ahead, be the ambassador for your country, be the promoter of the smiling coast of Africa for the general good for all of us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bakare Jame, the chairman of the Gambia Tourism Board, and Honorable Sana Jawara. Thank you very much for being on the show, InterFace Gambia TV show. Welcome back. That was an interview I had with National Assembly member Sana Jawara, who is chairman of the select committee responsible for tourism in the Gambia Parliament, and also with Bakare Jame, the chairman of the Gambia Tourism Board. And gentlemen, you heard what the Honorable Member of Parliament had to say about information and about how impressed he is about the event here, and which is, in a way, when he goes back to Parliament, he will report exactly what he has seen, and according to him, like you've already seen, that he's impressed. What are your takes on this?
Well, thank you very much. World Travel Market have been here for many, many years, and the Gambia Tourism Board and the Gambia, including other tourism stakeholders, have been attending. But given the new dispensations in terms of governance structures in the country, in terms of the political environment and the political will of the government to listen to the voices of the Gambians, and we being the servants of the Gambian people in terms of our services delivery in tourism, responsible for the mandate to promote the Gambia as a destination tourism, but also responsible for the development of the Gambian tourism product, and in addition, as well as regulating the industry as a whole. It is not surprising that when the National Assembly member and the chairman for Tourism Select Committee visits the activities of the World Travel Market, he will see it as a first-hand information to be interesting, and our presence here is very vital and important as a stakeholder responsible for the marketing and promotions of the destinations. But it doesn't only stop that. In order to market and to promote, rests within the tenets of government's formulated policies. And these policies are translated sometimes into law by the National Assembly. The rest of the policy, the oversight functions of the board of the directors, with the chairman Jammeh heads, also has a critical role to play in terms of supporting the Gambia Tourism Board for approvals of not only budget, but activities based on the budgets. And also, it is important for them to understand that when we set out to go to promote the country, we have defined performance indicators that are set to achieve. And those performance indicators are the yardstick of our success or failure in any fair. And WTM is not an exception. So we are very pleased to hear that they've recognized our efforts over the years. And today is the time that our efforts have been realized at first-hand information by the people who regulate us, by the people who oversight, who see a development of tourism through the Gambia Tourism Board. And we want to thank them for their presence. We want to thank the Gambian people. We want to thank the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, who also the ministry responsible for tourism in the Gambia, and the Gambia Tourism Board happens to be one of the satellite institutions. We thank all of them, and we hope that this is not the first time they attend. We hope that this is also not the first time that we are able to bring them. And we continue the collaboration to a consultative dialogue process that the entire tourism industry work together as a family with a common objective for no other reason but to promote the development of tourism in the Gambia. Yes.
Mr. Adamanjai, one of the issues or concerns Honorable Jawara mentioned was the issue of publicity. He decried the fact that not many people know about the WTM or not publicized enough. Now that it's a new dispensation in the Gambia, new everything in terms of impetus, in terms of focus. What are the way forward, or if you want to call it different ways, but what's the way forward now in terms of getting the citizens of the Gambia own up to brand Gambia?
Thank you very much. I think on that information, I think Gambia Tourism Board has always been promoting the events that we do. I think what we need to do now going forward is to intensify that. If it was 50%, we try to make it 80 or 90. But I mean, I can never remember the time where GT board will not update the public. That's why we have this Expedition Gambia, which I'm sure you're aware of. We also have, the tourism with Unique FM on West Coast and even Daily Observer. So the reason why we are putting all this platform is for the public to know what we're doing. Yes, it is never enough, particularly if you look at the resources that we're actually having at the moment, and you're fully aware of the fact that promotion and PR is not cheap. Before we were having support from the World Bank, and right now World Bank phase out. So everything that you see, even the stands at the WTM, the podiums paid, the publicity paid, is all under one shoulder body, which is the Gambia Tourism Board.
And the stands are bigger because I've been coming for the past 3 years. This one is bigger.
Well, you see, so I mean, you can see that all those things are paid by the GT board. So, if we have support, of course, whatever we are doing, we will, make it even tenfold. So, we recognize the observations of the honorable member, and like my DG said, we are pleased that he has come to this trade fair, because what is important is we will go every year to the National Assembly to actually defend our activities, which of course the DG will take the lead. Of course, you have his entire team with him. But of course, it's important for the National Assembly chairman to be here, because otherwise we might go there and some of them will not actually appreciate what we're doing. For him to be here and saying that he appreciates what we're doing is a plus. And we are convinced when he goes back, he will also update his colleagues. So it will be an easy ride. At least everybody will be aware of what we're doing rather than speculations.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, we've also had an interview with Honorable Minister responsible for tourism and culture, Honorable Hamad Nkeba, who's also mentioned quite a number of issues that are oncoming into the fray in making Gambia, number one destination, making it go beyond the target that has been set. Let's have a listen to the interview I had earlier with Honorable Hamad Nkeba and what he had to say at the interview at the Gambia stands at the WTM.
There is a land not far away where the sea meets the shore on a golden beach, where the river flows through the forest in 1,000 creeks, a place where people smile and say hello. Welcome to the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa.
When doing business, few things define you. Transparency, loyalty, reliability, customer satisfaction, and so on. Immediate Money has got all of these and beyond. From Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Dubai, China, India, Pakistan, Gambia, Mali, Guinea-Conakry, to anywhere you are in the world, receive Immediate Money. Immediate Money Transfer offers you the best and a more convenient way of sending money to your loved ones. From the United Kingdom, Germany, Senegal, France, USA, Italy, Norway, Gambia, Denmark. We're nearer than you think. Call us on 44-800-0324-314 or 44-203-1740659. For more information on sending and receiving, general inquiries, and more, email us on transfers@immediatemoney.com or support@immediatemoney.com. Visit our website at www.immediatemoney.com.
InterFace InterFace Gambia TV's 50th anniversary celebrations and awards. Black Tie Dinner Dance is slated for the 30th of December 2017, live at the Ball and Banqueting Suite, Barking Road, London. In collaboration with Passion for Cancer, for Saint's Cancer Awareness Foundation and Women's Foundation Trust to help create cancer awareness in our community. Live performance on the night.
We used to be down, but we came up. Man was really down, really down. We got no sleep, cause we stayed up. Stayed up thinking of a plan, and that plan there changed me to the man. More blessed, more life.
This year is all about creating awareness and giving back to the community. For more information, visit us online on www.interfacegambiatv.com or www.interfacegambiatvsocial.org or follow us on our social media pages.
Yo, this one for a blessed Gambia. The more we work together, the more we celebrate. The more we come together, the more we celebrate. Come on, let's get together. There's a place I love to be. The Gambia, the Gambia. Fun and so right by the beach. The Gambia, the Gambia. All this love, come share with me. The Gambia, the Gambia. Land of peace and prosperity. The Gambia, the Gambia. It's the only feeling that can make you strong. This is where you and I belong. Dance to the rhythm of the beautiful song. Come on.
Yaye Instant Services is here for you. We send money to the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana and many more countries worldwide. Contact us today 020-8221-4538 or 079-309-57076 or online www.yaye.co.uk. Like or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. With Yaye Instant Services, you are guaranteed better rates, fast delivery, and the very best service experience. Yaye Instant Services Limited. Reliable, affordable, and instant.
Good evening if you're watching wherever you are on GRTS, on Mamos TV and on Ben Television. My name is Lamin Sam Jaite. Welcome to InterFace Gambia, and we are at the World Travel Market where Gambia is showcasing smiling coast of Africa. And here with me is the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture, Honorable Hamad Nkeba. Welcome to InterFace Gambia for the first time. Welcome on our show.
Thank you. Happy to be in your side.
Okay. Honorable, you've been here since yesterday. Selling Gambia and meeting a lot of people. How has it been?
Very well, indeed.
Okay.
Very promising, and we are optimistic that the new Gambia, inshallah, will thrive. Yes.
Right. When you say new Gambia, and I've also interviewed quite a lot of people, are saying that it's a reset button now. What used to happen is no longer the issue. As far as tourism promotion is concerned, you're going further. You had a blueprint for 2020 where you aim at having about 500,000 tourists to go to Gambia every year. What is the target now? Since it's a new Gambia, new impetus, new people, new ideas.
We're working on 500,000 the next 2, 3, 4 years, but ultimately we want to reach 1 million tourists. But the issue is there are 3 things in that. One, the quality must be there because value for money is important. 2, the capacity must be there. We don't have the beds for now to cater for 1 million tourists. 3, the standard services which we are now developing, the GTHI, to make sure that the institute produce the type of quality service that we can really maintain and sustain the type of tourism we want to move. We want to graduate from the present status quo to an upmarket tourist that we can really feel in our pockets at the level of our country. That's what we are aiming at now.
The status quo used to be Gambia only looking at the traditional tourist destinations or tourists from Scandinavia, from the United Kingdom, they used to be forming the backbone of the tourism industry Gambia in terms of getting the people from these areas. Are you expanding into other areas, say for instance Russia or other continents?
Well, the entire marketing strategy of the Gambia Tourism Board is going to change. We are looking into that, and we have a wide range of consultation ongoing. We want to hire the expertise of Gambians, use their knowledge and use their know-how, try to forge ahead and look into the reasons why we lost the markets in Scandinavia. We've been doing some research, we've got some information, and we are trying to address it. And we are now looking into Eastern Europe and China, Russia, other markets that we have not been in before. We're just coming from Poland. We made a breakthrough in Poland and other destinations. We believe that we are also working on the Middle Eastern countries in order to train Gambians and export Gambian expats so that they can be working in these countries. Because we've made a study, we've seen the number of Asians who are working there. Why not Gambians? So these are all issues that the Ministry of Tourism and Culture is working on. We have a huge task ahead of us. You must understand that the principal responsibility we have now is job creation, improving on the economy, generating the revenue that would earn us the possibility of looking at the salaries, the other responsibilities that we believe we need to really work on it.
Okay. It looks like you have a gigantic task ahead of you to accomplish, but what are the priorities at this stage in time to make sure Gambia becomes #1 tourist destination in West Africa?
First of all, we want to change the image of this country, rebrand the country. We lost the Scandinavian market because we are perceived as a sex destination country, which we are not, shall never be, we will never be. We are a country of men and women with high morals, responsible people who believe in our tradition, our norms, our values, some of our positive conventions, who want to maintain them. We were falsely represented, falsely branded, and we want to correct that at the moment. This is one of our biggest tasks for the time.
And what are these correction
to
things that you want
image,
to put forward?
The image of our country, show the people who we are and the beauty of the Gambian people and the things that you can come and see only in the Gambia and nowhere in the world. Okay. We want to focus that.
Now, Gambia is 11,000 square miles or square kilometers.
About, yes.
Right, about that. And tourism is mostly concentrated along the urban areas. What is your plan in relation to getting tourism in the hinterland?
What we are doing now as a government, we have decided no more 3-star, 2-star in the urban area. You have to build a 4-star or 5-star or you get out. We now get everybody with 2-star hotel to go to the provinces, build it there so that tourism can get into the life of every Gambian. And we're encouraging that. We'll create an enabling environment for people to be able to do that. And we believe that once the facilities are there, we've already got one hotel to be inaugurated very soon, around Fototo area, a big hotel. And we are working on making sure that the interior of the Gambia also feels the benefits of tourism. Okay. Yes.
Now, one thing about communication is for people to have ownership of it. For instance, brand Gambia has been touted for a long time, and not many Gambians do really know, especially World Travel Market or brand Gambia, what it is all about.
I think the strategy was not right. We're correcting it. Simple.
Okay. And what are those correcting measures you're putting in?
We are engaging every Gambian and every corner, and that's why I said you diaspora should do more than what you're doing in selling your country.
What do you expect from the diaspora people?
That has been insulted. Look at the Gambian Facebooks. There you find Gambians insulting Gambians, unlike what you see in other countries. We urge you to be part of the process. Instead of insulting each other, share ideas and experience and move the country forward. It's for the good of all of us.
Okay. Yes. Can you give an example what diaspora people can do, for instance?
They can market this country. Some of them are doing extremely well, but we need more to do more to market the Gambia and project and be ambassadors of our country everywhere they are.
Okay.
Yes.
And in other countries like Senegal, Kenya, for instance, they have the diaspora community who are also contributing in terms of numbers going to those countries as tourists. What is there for the Gambian diaspora people that your government
I think with this new atmosphere, with this new openness, with this new feeling, the air and breath of peace and freedom, I think every other Gambian will be free to come back and enjoy yourself. and then come and enjoy the beauty of our. We have the most beautiful people in this country with the smiling faces, one of the best that God has given us. Nobody can rival us. The beauty of that alone is enough for any Gambian to come and enjoy for your country.
All right. Now, coming back to the event here at the Excel Center, what have you learned, or if I may call it that way, what new things will you take back home?
I don't learn, I share my experience, and what I have seen here, I think we could do more from what we have been doing. A lot of things need to be corrected as far as I'm concerned.
And has anyone shared their experience with you during your meetings?
Yes, a lot of things going to happen. Let me not prejudge.
Just give us something. Just give us something.
A lot of people are wanting to come and do business in Gambia at the moment. I think almost over 7-8 new tour operators have already committed themselves to come and do business in our country.
Does that include airlines? Because we haven't even have a national carrier at the moment.
We do not have a national carrier, but we are working on it. You must understand that it's capital intensive. We just run a mission this week, and I think some positive things may come for GIA. But I don't want to jump the gun. I'm not the right person to make that statement, but we are working on issues that we will surprise many Gambians, inshallah.
Would it be a pleasant one?
Very pleasant one, inshallah. We will only surprise them with pleasant things, as you're aware.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I must talk about this issue by youths.
Yes.
Youths involvement in tourism.
Yes.
And reports that we're getting are not very encouraging in terms of the bombs issue and the police. What is your
Let me tell you one thing about this
regarding that?
For 52 years, all what we had was 150,000 tourists. Kedva started not long ago with 800,000 tourists with nothing to show. Mere islands empty, that has nothing. The Gambia have all that it needs for anybody to hit 1 million tourists. Why are we not getting to 500,000? If we look into it, we can't accept less than 1% of the population to destroy what is in the supreme interest of the country of the Gambia. But we are willing to give them jobs. Okay. We are ready to bring them to training. You will never end the issue of bombs unless you take decisive measures and correct it. Not to imprison them, not to lock them, not to beat them, but to encourage them with jobs. And they must accept that bombing is not a profession. They must come and take up a job and be trained and be part of the process. Okay. Yes.
That process has started some time ago, but it stopped. Do you want to blame the bombers for it?
It didn't stop.
Because they had a means of training that stopped at some point.
No, it didn't stop.
Are you going to continue?
We are going to make sure they are all engaged, they are on board, and they will be part of the process, but we will not let anybody destroy the country. That would not be accepted.
Okay.
Yes. Bombing is a lazy profession. I don't believe anybody should be proud of being a bombser.
Okay. But we all know it's not the only problem the tourism industry is facing at the moment. There are other issues as well.
We are not the only tourism industry that's facing problem. Everybody is facing the problem.
Okay.
So,
but it's not only limited to bombing.
No, it's not limited to bombing, but we are secured and safe. Tourists are safe in our country. You know that very well.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't see guns in our beaches. You see guns in all the hotels that I live here, everywhere. So we don't have that in our country. Safe country. Yeah. Nice, beautiful to come and visit.
So those youths watching now, what do you have for them? Those bombsters who feel
Let them come and take a job. We're going to give them job. Let them come and work, be part of the process, be trained, take up responsibility in society. That's what will move the Gambia. Simple.
And where would they have to go?
They know where to go. We had a meeting with them. They know where to go. And we're going to get them there. They are part of the system. Okay. We cannot alienate them. They are Gambians. We'll work with them, encourage them, train them, get them the opportunity to be part of the process.
Yes. Now, from your ministerial department, what is your relationship with the National Assembly in terms of making legislation that will enhance your
We are the only ministers that have invited the National Assembly to our program. In fact, to the WTM here, we have a member of the National Assembly of the Select Committee on Tourism been with us to go and report back to Parliament what we are doing. We have nothing to hide. We are very transparent and open. And that's the way we work. Okay. You come there now, whatever you want to see, you will see it. Everything is open, transparent, nothing to hide. Okay. And that's the way it should work. And that's what Gambians have voted for. Yes.
You touched on regional cooperation. I've spoken to George Gomez about his program that he's doing, Gambia, Senegal run, to make sure that there is sports tourism. Now, Gambia, Ghana and Senegal at some point had some agreements that they wanted to do transporter tourism. Have you had any discussions?
We are working on the West Africa Tourism Association and the African Tourism Association.
Yeah.
Gambia is the vice president of the CAF Commission for Africa. the UN WTO Commission for Africa, Gambia is the first vice president, and South Africa is the second vice president. Kenya is the president. We are working on that, and very soon, by December 2018, something will be on the plate.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Honorable. I will wish us to talk more and more on this, but it looks like time hasn't allowed us. But God willing, we will have some time to chat about your department's.
Keep up the good job. We are very proud of you,
making
Gambians.
Gambia,
we are proud of you, Gambians, who are doing it, and keep it up. And inshallah, God will help you. We are willing to partner with you. We'll give you our support to promote our country.
And the last word for the diaspora people. I know they are your favorite people. So
yes. The diaspora, don't get discouraged. Come back to Gambia. Let's build it together. Let's be open to each other, and let's respect each other. And indeed, come home. We do it together.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Honorable Hamad N.K. Ba, the Minister for Tourism and Culture of the Republic of the Gambia. Gentlemen, you heard what Honorable Minister had to say about developments that are coming as far as the new Gambia dispensation is concerned, and as far as the plans that have been laid for tourism development to be put forward in the Gambia. He's also mentioned, I think we talked about this last year, regional integration between Gambia, Senegal, as well as other countries that, where tourists come to Gambia, Senegal, they can go to Gambia as a transit point. One tourist visa will get you to different countries. What's the status of this collaboration that you have been doing with Ghana, for instance, and also with Senegal? What's the status with that?
Well, thank you very much. Regional integration is a must for Africa. If Africa is serious about its meaningful development and unity, if Africa is to unite, we need to start looking at specific sectors of the African countries' economies that we begin to integrate. And we can begin to integrate by regional tourism. Integration through tourism cuts across all countries. We have different and diverse culture in Africa, but there are uniqueness in every culture, into each country, each region, each community, even up to the level of the household. We have begun about a year, 2 years ago, in consultations with our neighboring countries to collaborate and to bring in to the equation how we can promote a global block of tourism products and facilities, so that one holiday, two destinations, or one holiday and multiple destinations. Like you can visit the Gambia and then go to Fatala Park in Senegal. You can go to Mbour in Sali and visit and then end up in Albreda and Dufre, because those sites complement each other, because they are all UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and they happen to be both in the Gambia and in Senegal, and at different dimensions. So one holiday, two destinations is a possibility. But I do believe the integration is not only how we can package a holiday. It goes beyond visiting each country as individual tourists. According to UNWTO definition, any person who spends 24 hours in a destination is a tourist. We and Senegal are neighbors. There are so many places in the Gambia that Senegalese don't know. Likewise, Gambia also that Gambians don't know in Senegal. But beyond that, we all know that Nigeria, as part of the ECOWAS, which is the regional bloc, is an excess of 250 million people. If 1% of the Nigerian travelers, and Nigerians love to travel, visits the Gambia, we do not need Europe, America, Asia, and the rest of the world for our tourism to be successful. We need to look into South-South cooperation, where we Africans take pride in ourselves, take pride and take in our destiny to trade among ourselves. to do businesses among ourselves, to travel within our respective African countries and the African continent. If we so doing, we will synergize in all our efforts to bring economic development, social development, cultural development, economic development. And those diverse development is what Europe is about today. That's how they were able to integrate, and that's how they were able to come into a common market. That's how they were able to come into a single currency. That's how you can travel with one single European passport. If they can do it, why not us? And we do not have to reinvent the wheel, because best practice have already been established by those countries who are united and moving forward. We can adapt those best practices to the African content, to the African context, so that we as an African continent will come together as a unified force, and that unified force will stand for the benefit of our people across all lengths and breadth of our economies. The entire economic value chains, either tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, or fisheries or health, will be an entire benefit to our people. The trickling down effects will be felt by not only one country, but by the entire African country. And this is what we need to do. That's why we are taking the bold initiative. After the WTM meeting, we have already discussed and agreed with Senegal that we are moving forward to sign a memorandum of understanding to set the roadmap of how we want to work together to bring tourism to the doorstep of every Senegalo-Gambian population. But by extension, we have already, Mr. Njai is just coming from Ghana after a 2-week trip, and we are also signing a similar memorandum of understanding with the Ghanaian counterparts to bring in tourism to the doorstep of Ghanaians and Gambians. And if 2 or 3 countries can join, we will have, for now, an ECOWAS tourism body that looks into the affairs of tourism within the member countries. And I hope that we, all African countries, particularly to start with the regional blocs, will come together and see the need to come together and develop our businesses, to develop our tourism, to develop our economy for the best interest of our citizens.
On that note, I must say here, we had an interview with George Gomez, who's also been talking to people at the World Travel Market in one of the stands here, talking about sports tourism. This is one of the areas that has been highlighted by the Honorable Minister to diversify into other sectors of tourism, where people can come to Gambia, not only seeking for sun, sea and sun, but also to seek for sports, entertainment. And let's have a watch on the interview that I had with George Gomez, talking about the run that is going to take place in January 19, Gambia and Senegal. Let's have a watch of that interview that I had with him earlier. And with me is Mr. George Gomez, who is here talking about sports tourism on behalf of Camp Africa. Mr. Gomez, welcome to InterFace Gambia TV show. Tell us why you're here at the World Travel Market and what you've been selling.
Well, we are here to sell a program that we want to start in the Gambia that would impact on tourism. And we had some series of discussions with the war runners, and they told us that if we can get this event started and maintain it for 3 years, it would qualify both the Gambia and Senegal into the Guinness Book of Records. And if the Gambia and Senegal can be listed in the Guinness Book of Records through this event, then we would be able to attract a lot of tourists from all over the world that would want to come and see the Gambia and participate in this event. Some years ago, we realized that both Gambia and Senegal do not have any event that can qualify and attract tourists in the Gambia as far as sports is concerned. And we came up with an idea of we have a road that links Gambia and Senegal. But what do you use the road for? We use it for transportation of goods and property. But why can't we have a run on it? An event. We thought of an event. And the first event that came to mind was to put a bicycle run on it. But later on, we thought of putting in a run instead of a bicycle rally. And this run would be a 3-day run. It will start in the Gambia and it will end in Senegal. It's going to be a 3-day event, and we're going to spend the first night we start in Gambia. We have the first night in Kaula, and then the second night we'll spend in Moor, and we'll end in Dakar. And we plan to organize it from the 19th and from the 9th of January, and every year the weekend closest to the 19th of January, for the simple reason that our current president was sworn in Senegal on the 19th of January. And it's a very unique event. It's a unique occasion because it's unusual for the president of a country to be sworn in another country. So that uniqueness of the event, this is what we want to portray through this run. And the other advantage of the run is that it would help in integration. It would help our youth to understand each other and bring the unity that we want between the two countries to be real. And this is the event we are selling. We are looking for partners. We are looking for collaborators. And this is what we want to sell here. And we've been having a series of discussions with different agencies. Already we've briefed the two presidents of Senegal and Gambia, and they are all in agreement. They are all in support. The ministers are in support, and we are organizing this through the armpit of the Senegal-Gambia Secretariat.
So this is definitely going to happen on the 19th of January 2018. There's going to be a run on the Banjul-Dakar Road, High Road, where athletes or individuals who want to participate will be plying that route, running to promote tourism.
Exactly. The run would be a relay run. There will be teams of 10 people, and each runner will do 15 kilometers a day. Between Bara and Amdalai, it's 19 kilometers. And the first runner will do the first 19 kilometers. Then they will hand over to the second runner, who will do 15 kilometers. The third runner will do 15 kilometers.
So the second runner will go across the border into Senegal?
Yes. So we'll do 19 kilometers to the border. Yes. We're not going to stop at the border, we're going to continue. There will be a button change at the border, and then we move on. And by the time we get to Kaula in the evening, 7 runners from each team would have run. They will spend the night in Kaula. And the next morning, we'll start off in Kaula on a time compensation scheme. If you end in Kaula 10 minutes before me, your team will start 10 minutes after me in the morning to go to. And then from Kaula to Moor, we're going to use about 9 runners. And from Moor to Dakar, 5 runners. And then, but to cater for the individual runners, when we spoke to the war runners, they told us that their runners do not run in teams because they run as individuals for their timing and for their satisfaction. And if we want them to take part, we need to put in a marathon or a half marathon. Because of that, we've included a marathon in it. And the marathon would start off in Kaula. The same on the 19th, the same time that the run is going to start in Bara, the marathon will start in Kaula. And then it would end in Fatick, because Fatick is the hometown of the current president of Senegal.
All right, that's a very interesting and heavy schedule for the 19th for the runners, and you're inviting runners all over the world.
We're inviting runners all over the world. Okay. We want it to be an international event, and that is the only way we can get it to impact on tourism. Okay. Because runners would come from different parts of the world. Yeah. They will need hotels in Gambia. We would provide hotels for them in Kaula and in Moor and in Dakar. But if they want to stay longer in Dakar, to explore Dakar, they can stay. But they'll have to come back to Gambia. So this is the sports tourism impact I'm talking about. That we need to have an event that would encourage tourists to come to the Gambia and to Senegal.
Not only for sun and sea, but also for sports.
Also for sports. Because the sports tourism market is the biggest market in the world. It's the biggest market with the World Cup, with the Olympic Games, with the Commonwealth Games, all the other games that are the cricket, the rugby. But we are not benefiting, Gambia and Senegal. The only time we benefited from the sports tourism market was when we organized the 2005
Under 17 tournament, yes. That was the last time Gambia had glory.
Exactly. The only time Senegal benefited from the sports tourism market was when they organized Qatar Windows.
Yes.
Now, we cannot continue to go on like that. We have to open up and to, have events that would attract people to come to our country, publicize our country, and then make it be known all over the world. And if through this run, we can get the name of the Gambia in the Guinness Book of Records, the Gambia and Senegal will be open to the whole world. And this is our aim.
Well, good luck with that. I would love to have more discussion on this. I think viewers, we will find time and talk more about this run, which is very interesting by look of it, on the 19th of January 2018, where world runners will come to Gambia and Senegal with the aim of putting those destinations on the World Book Record, as well as promoting tourism in those countries. Mr. Gomez, thank you so much, and thank you for being on InterFace Gambia.
There is a land not far away, where the sea meets the shore on a golden beach, where the river flows through the forest in 1,000 creeks, a place where people smile and say hello. Welcome to the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa.
Yaye Instant Services is here for you. We send money to the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana and many more countries worldwide. Contact us today 020-8221-4538 or 079-309-57076 or online www.yaye.co.uk. Like or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. With Yaye Instant Services, you are guaranteed better rates, fast delivery, and the very best service experience. Yaye Instant Services Limited. Reliable, affordable, and instant.
InterFace Gambia TV's 50th anniversary celebrations and awards, Black Tie Dinner Dance, is slated for the 30th of December 2017, live at the Ball and Banqueting Suite, Barking Road, London. In collaboration with Passion for Cancer, for Saints Cancer Awareness Foundation and Women's Foundation Trust to help create cancer awareness in our community. Live performance on the night.
We used to be down, but we came up.
Man was really down, down.
We got no sleep, cause we stayed up.
Stayed up thinking of a plan, and that plan there changed me to the man. More blessed, more life.
This year is all about creating awareness and giving back to the community. For more information, visit us online on www.interfacegambiatv.com or www.interfacegambiatvsocial.org or follow us on our social media pages.
When doing business, few things define you. Transparency, loyalty, reliability, customer satisfaction, and so on. Immediate Money has got all of these and beyond. From Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Dubai, China, India, Pakistan, Gambia, Mali, Guinea-Conakry, to anywhere you are in the world, receive Immediate Money. Immediate Money Transfer offers you the best and a more convenient way of sending money to your loved ones. From the United Kingdom, Germany, Senegal, France, USA, Italy, Norway, Gambia, Denmark. We're nearer than you think. Call us on 44-800-0324-314 or 44-203-1740659. For more information on sending and receiving, general inquiries, and more, email us on transfers@immediatemoney.com or support@immediatemoney.com. Visit our website at www.immediatemoney.com.
Welcome back. That was George Gomez talking about an initiative that will bring Gambia and Senegal, as well as other sporting personalities around the world, to come to Gambia and Senegal to run in a way to improve and increase number of people going to Gambia and Senegal in January 2019, and we'll move forward from then. We're still at the WTM where Gambia is having a massive stand. I call it massive because it's an improvement from the previous years. It's bigger, better, and much more attended here by a number of stakeholders from the Gambia tourism industry. And we're still talking about their involvement. Industry experts are here. The guy responsible for communication, Adam Anjay, as well as Mr. Hydra, who's the Director General at the Tourism Department. He's here talking about what has been going on. If you've been following, you had their interview or their chat about what needs to be done and what is being done, and the interviews that we had with Honorable Minister and people who came here. Adam, if I may come back to you again, communication. Honorable Minister mentioned the diaspora and is somewhat not very pleased with some of the members of the diaspora community who might be, somehow disappointed in which they promote Gambia. But a greater number of diasporan Gambians, who I will call a silent majority, are doing their bit in ensuring that Gambia is marketed. From your point of view, how can the diasporan people help in making your job easy?
Thank you very much. I think, like you said, a platform like this is actually complementing our efforts in actually promoting the destination. I think all the diasporans, everybody's role is to actually see the positive side of the country. Because I always say this everywhere I go, is that if tourism grows, it's not only the GT board or the Minister of Tourism and Culture, it's for all Gambians. Directly or indirectly, will affect either people living in the Gambia or even outside the Gambia. So activities like what InterFace is doing is something that should be emulated by everyone. At least GT board cannot do it alone, neither the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. So, we can only play our part. But of course, the diasporans, like you said earlier, has a role to play. And if we are talking about, like the DG said earlier, if we're going to talk about the new Gambia, we should all be optimistic. And portraying negativity would hamper the development that we want for tourism, and not necessarily only for tourism, but for Gambia's development in particular. So I think, you can never stop people criticizing or even saying something negative about what we do, but we are an institution full of professionals, and I think the best approach in terms of promoting the country is you take the negative and turn it into positive. I think that's what we have always been doing, and that's what we will continue to do. But like I said, everybody needs to support our drive. It's not an issue of criticizing. Well, you can criticize, but criticize constructively. And even, we even appreciate people to give us advices, because like I said, we cannot do it alone. But everybody's job is to complement what we're doing in promoting the Gambia so that we can reach the next level.
Well, talking about complimenting, either you're one of the people who organized this whole stand, and you've been doing it day in, day out with your team. How has it been putting all this together?
I mean, it's challenging, but it's a positive challenge, in the sense that you always want new innovation. You always want to showcase what your country has to offer, etc., etc. So it's been challenging, but positive challenge, because this is the only place, and this is how we can showcase and use the UPS of the Gambia to showcase what we have to offer. And looking at the stand, everybody's saying, oh, it's bright, is vibrant, is happy, and that's what Gambia is all about. Bright, happy, peaceful, cheerful. That's what we know Gambia to be, and that's what the people that comes here know Gambia to be us.
Now, looking around, I saw a lot of people coming to the stand asking about Gambia. What kind of questions were they asking about, and what kind of people? Are they business people, or are they individuals who like to come and go to Gambia as individual tourists? What kind of people come to the stand to look for information?
We have different types of people. We have the trade, we have the media like yourselves, and then we have the direct consumers. The trade, meaning the tour operators, the people that sell packages, makes packages and sell it to the consumers so that the consumers can use that to fly to Gambia. And also we have the media like yourselves who wants to come and talk to us about Gambia, what Gambia has to offer and how they can work with us, farm trips, etc. Farm trips in terms of familiarization trip that they want to come to the Gambia, see what the Gambia has to offer so that they can come back and report it to their various destinations. We also have the direct consumers, meaning the people that don't go through tour operators, but they want to come to the stand to inquire about Gambia themselves and make their individual bookings without going through any tour operator, etc., etc. We also have our partners in terms of, I can just say everybody that comes is a partner as well, but we also have partners that comes and wants to work with the Gambia in terms of responsible tourism. We have the responsible tourism chair people that comes here and says, do you want anything, is there anything that we can work together in terms of responsible tourism? We have other partners like tour operators, airlines, etc., etc. So the mixture of people that we have that visit the stand is vast. And
remind us again what your name and what you do at the Gambia Embassy. I think you have an office there, don't you?
Well, I work for the Gambia Tourism Board, and my name is Ida Jengjai, and I am the Director for Tourism International, responsible for overseas activities in collaboration with the Gambia Tourism Board, where head office is. So basically, head office is Gambia Tourism Board, Banjul, and then you have a sub office which is in London, based on the embassy.
Okay. Mr. Njai mentioned participation of every citizen, especially those in the diaspora, to also promote. If I am watching now and I want to do my part in promoting Gambian tourism, where can I get information from, or how can I get hold of some of the beautiful materials here to at least give it out? So if I'm at work, I want to give a brochure to a friend of mine or a colleague of mine. How can I get those?
Okay. Where you can get those is very easy, especially the era that we are in right now. The Gambia Tourism Board has a website. Google Gambia Tourism Board. You'll have the website for the Gambia Tourism Board. For those that are internet friendly, you will see the information. There is request for information. Type whatever request you want, whether you want a brochure to give you information about the Gambia, whether you want do's and don'ts of the Gambia, whether you want investment, anything you want with regards to Gambia tourism. When you look into the website, type Gambia, the Gambia Tourism Board website will come in, make your request. If you are not computer friendly, you can give us a call at the Gambia Tourism Board office. We can send you the materials by post, which we normally do. We can send you the brochure or what type of information that you want. We can send it to you. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Snapchat. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Right. So do you have outreach programs? Because a lot of people live in the diaspora. They have activities like Tana Bills. We have a Gambia Cultural Weekend that happens here in London and other cities around. Do you have outreach programs into those events?
We do have outreach programs into those events. I can give you I can give you two examples which were just a few months away. We had Gambia Tourism Board. We're here to attract tourism and take it to the Gambia. We had the Bird Festival, which is a niche market for birding. We were there in August to promote birding in the Gambia. And then secondly, in the same August, I think July, August, we were in Leeds City Centre. So you can collaborate with the Gambian Leeds community there. We had a big event at the Leeds City Centre promoting Gambia tourism. So we do quite a lot of events to promote Gambia tourism. We're here at the exhibition centre promoting Destination Gambia and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I would love to talk more about your activity here at the Gambia Tourism Board's office in the United Kingdom, but time hasn't allowed us to digress more on that. But I would say, viewers, if you are just joining us, this is InterFace Gambia on Ben Television, on Mamos and on GRTS. We're talking about promoting Gambia at the World Travel Market at the Excel Centre in London. Ida has something else to add before we close.
I just want to say thank you to every single Gambian, and I'm also urging every single Gambian and non-Gambians that Gambian tourism is everybody's business. So I'm urging for everybody to take one tourist, just one tourist, every single Gambian and non-Gambian and friends of the Gambia, to take just one tourist to the Gambia. It makes a difference. It saves life, it will create employment, poverty alleviation, etc., etc. So I'm urging every single Gambian to take just one person to Gambia for holidays.
That's easy.
Well, there you go. I'll start from you then. I thank you.
Okay. Well, to be fair to the rest of the panelists, I'll go around and let them give a last word before we close the program. Mr. Njai.
Well, thank you. I think we just have to be very grateful with the entire team, headed by the DG, and of course, thank you to Ida for the job well done. And just like what he said, let's work together and promote the Gambia as an all-year-round tourism destination. We cannot do it alone. The diasporans and every Gambian has a role to play.
Okay. All right, DG.
Oh, thank you very much for your time and for this very important panel. I just want to reiterate what my colleagues have already said, but I want to send a good message to every Gambian living in the diaspora that it is no longer business as usual. We are now in a very democratic government where the rule of law and good governance is the order of the day. We want to encourage every single Gambian in the diaspora who has an idea of how to improve our tourism drive to come forward and share their experience or their advice with us so that we can improve and take the Gambia through tourism to another level. We are open. We are not adverse to anybody who has constructive criticism, because we know we are servants of the people and we are here to serve. We want to partner and collaborate with the different Gambian associations all over the world, wherever they are. Once it is a legitimate association, our Director for Tourism International is here. They can get in contact with her, and then we see what can we do together as a nation to develop our country. And that will bring the sanity to the Gambian people, because wherever we are, the end game is the Gambia. We are all Gambians, and we should all be proud of our country. We love the Gambia. If everybody called us the smiling coast of Africa, we can do nothing but to continue our genuine smiles. I thank you for your time, and I thank my colleague, and I thank everybody that is watching this program. And I would want to appeal and urge that let them transmit this message that we are open for business and we're ready to take everybody on board, and we are wait for their calls, or in any way they can get in contact with the Director for Tourism International or the Director of Marketing, and we will take their ideas on board. Thank you very much.
On that note, DG's mentioned we have to carry our smiles, and also we will be carrying our smiles much more on InterFace Gambia, Ben Television, GRTS, and on Mamos TV. On that note, we would like to say a very big thank you for watching. But before we go, we'll just run the the contact number for Director International on the screen there, if you can see it, as well as the contact for the Director of Communication, Adama Njai. If you want to get in touch with them, simply Google, like Ida said, Gambia Tourism Board. You see a lot of information about the Gambia Tourism Board, but also just look at this screen and the information is there. Just get in touch. We move the Gambia. Yeah, and keep smiling. Smiling Coast of Africa is not said for no good reason. Let's smile and keep the Gambia moving. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
So go discover the smiling coast of Africa.